Now, we want to get to some breaking news. President-elect Trump, just in the last few minutes, filing an amicus brief with the Supreme Court, asking them to press pause on the proposed TikTok ban. Now, remember, the court is set to hear arguments surrounding the law, which was passed by Congress and signed into law by President Biden. That's on January 10th. And the ban could kick in on January 19th. Now, if you're thinking about the calendar, yes, Trump's administration will take over the day after that law is supposed to take effect. And the filing states that he wants to, quote, resolve the issues at hand through political means. Let's go right to NBC's Aaron Gilchrist for more on this. So, Aaron, what does this tell us about Mr. Trump's thinking when it comes to solving the TikTok problem? And again, he's not the president right now. He doesn't become president until the day after this ban would take effect. So, I mean, what is the kind of legal merit for potentially actually stopping this?
Well, listen, President-elect Trump has said very clearly that he likes TikTok, that it played a big role in his campaign and in his election win this year. So this move seems like the sort of the legal extension of that, right? Today, his legal team asked the Supreme Court to pause implementation of this law that would ban TikTok here in the U.S. Starting January 19th if the app isn't sold by its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. That company, of course, challenging the law. The high court fast-tracked hearing this case, and so arguments are set for January 10th. Now, Trump's brief says that he's not taking a position on the merits of the dispute here. Instead, he just wants the court to pause the deadline while it considers this case, which would also give Trump a chance to find a political resolution, as you noted. And remember, this law had the bipartisan support that it needed to get through Congress. President Biden, as you said, signed it. That was back in April of this year. And now I want to show you part of what Trump's lawyer argues in the brief that was filed today. He says President Trump received a powerful electoral mandate from American voters to protect the free speech rights of all Americans, including the 170 million Americans who use TikTok. The Justice Department, TikTok, they also submitted briefs today in this case, mostly restating some of their previous arguments here. And, Brian, I think it's worth noting, too, that a lower court upheld the law, said that the government's national security justifications for banning this app were legitimate. So we'll see what ends up happening going forward here.
I mean, and you do imagine that, you know, there's kind of this high bar because it's literally law that was passed by on a bipartisan basis and signed into law by the president. But I do want to ask, this is kind of a notable flip-flop from President Trump's first administration when he had.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.